Dr. Roach, can you call the roll, please?
Yes. Mr. Ann Berenson,
Here.
Mr. Ferrugi,
Yes.
Ms. Francois,
Here.
here, and Chairwoman Ford.
Here.
Okay, and I'm not sure who caller 1 is.
If the person on the phone can report in. Who has called in on the phone?
My name is Maria.
Thank you.
She's up. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag
United States of America.
of the United States of America,
And republic
for which it stands,
One nation.
one nation,
under
One nation.
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
liberty and justice for all.
and justice for all. May I ask who Maria?
It looks like she sent an email. I'm just reading that email. Maria Smarsh. She said, "Good day. I would be fabulous at being a receptionist. Feel free to call me and I will tell you why."
Noted. And she has left us.
Oh, she has left. Okay,
Oh.
all right.
Yes, she has left.
Yeah, I think she sent
Thank
it to the she sent that email to the 5 commissioners.
I am in receipt
I
of
do.
that.
Oh,
And the mayor.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
received it today
In
too at
accordance-
3:31.
All right.
oh, you did. Okay. In accordance with provisions of Chapter 231, New Jersey Public Laws of 1975, the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by giving notice to the Courier News, posting the agenda in the public lobby of this building 48 hours prior to this meeting, delivery of this notice to the Franklin Township Clerk at least 48 hours prior to this meeting, and mailing notice to those persons properly requesting to be mailed notification of meetings at least 48 hours prior to this meeting. Now we're going to move to nomination of a secretary treasurer. Is there a motion? A nomination? Anyone? Any of the commissioners?
Should we ask Tamiz, the new commissioner, if I haven't talked to anybody. Have you, Teresa?
I have not. My understanding right now, Arnie Schmidt is the assistant secretary treasurer, and right now he would have stepped into the role until we actually nominate someone.
Oh, wait a minute. So he wants to continue assistant or he wants to become the treasurer?
My understanding is that he was sort of reluctant to do it, but I haven't had a chance to speak to him since.
Okay. I thought he wanted to remain assistant.
I
Right?
I actually thought he was going
Commissioner
to be
Schmidt
here
did,
this evening.
he said he would be coming onto the call. Commissioner Schmidt, he'd be joining the meeting this evening.
So
Could we
perhaps we should,
wait until he comes? Yes.
Yeah,
perhaps we should table that nomination.
I make a motion that we table the nomination till he comes on.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Let's move on to the nomination for Assistant Secretary Treasurer. Is there a nomination?
I believe this goes with the other one, right? So we should probably table this until the Commissioner Schmidt comes in back.
So noted. Is there a motion to table this?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Is there a motion to open a meeting for public comments?
So moved. Francois.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay. Hearing no public comments, is there a motion to close the meeting for public comments?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion is carried. Now, we were all provided with the minutes from the February 7th meeting, the reorganization board meeting. Are there any, excuse me, is there a motion to accept these minutes?
Motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Are there any questions? Are there any amendments to the meeting? Excuse me, to the meeting, to the minutes? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor? Okay. Any objections? Okay, motion's carried. 1 second, please. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. Executive Director Danielson, can you please give us the executive summary?
Joe, you're muted.
Thank you, muted.
And Chairwoman, if I may, we have 2 more sets of minutes to approve. The March 7th board meeting and then the executive session.
Okay. Regarding the March 7th minutes, everyone has had a chance to review those. Okay, is there a motion to accept the minutes?
Motion to accept the minutes.
I second.
Okay. Second? Okay. Are there any amendments to the minutes? All in favor of accepting the minutes as is? Aye.
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 Any objections? Okay. Motion's carried. With regard to the executive session for the March 7th meeting, you've all had a chance to review those. Is the motion
Thank
to
you.
accept those minutes?
Oh.
I'm sorry. Is there a motion to accept the minutes?
I thought I heard somebody move. Okay. Yeah. I make a motion to accept the executive session minutes.
Is there a second?
I second.
Are there any amendments to the meetings? Okay. Seeing that there are no amendments, all in favor of accepting the minutes as is, please say aye.
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 Any objections? The motion's carried. Okay, now, Executive Director Danielson, can you please give us executive summary? I believe you're muted.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, I can.
Okay, under legal, our attorneys worked on general items and our meetings. Also, managing the Marcy Street contractor issues with the contractor, Joe Med. Working through our bankruptcy cases. And there was a court granted granted us on the authority's motion for reimbursements. And the PSC&G issues regarding our West Canal pump station project. For the Marcy Street project, that is in the red because we just don't know when it's going to be finished and not sure what path we're going to take to get to the end. Joe Med, the contractor, has issues and they're continuing. However, Joe Med did address the settling trenches from the complaints we received from the homeowners and the driveway and clean out restores and fixes to those things. Joe Med also is attempting to find a competent subcontractor to complete the lining work that is at the heart of the issues. For East Millstone Pump Station, the closeout paperwork will be sent out this month. All items have been completed. The closeout process will be fully complete in the very near future. And we are within budget for that project. High Bay Garage. There have been no construction issues at all since the last one that involved the issue of the partially enclosed versus enclosed building model. It's moving forward as expected. The Delaware Raritan Canal Commission, a response to our stormwater calculations has been taking time, but we'll get past that. It won't be anything that slows us down. The phase 2 portion of this project, that's where we improve the building once it's completed with the offices and the different areas. That change order is being prepared right now. And if the chairwoman wouldn't mind, I would like to share my screen to just show you some photographs of this project. I'm just going to zip through these photographs for you guys to see. Bear with me. This is basically the progress of the project. Since we're going, we're near the end of this phase. That phase was them digging the trench and building the forms. Where the forms are getting the rebarb and the walls. That's the pad to our dumpster, our new pad. The rebar for the foundation being set. You see the utility for water and sewer and etc. And now they're going to get ready to, here they poured the cement for the foundation, smoothed it all out. And they're beginning to put the steel members up attached to the foundation. It was at this point we realized that we needed new engineering to accommodate the design strength of a partially enclosed building. And that's where they added additional support members to comply with those standards. And then now they're putting the roof on and the interior panels. Putting the doors and windows in, and you can also see the forms for the sidewalk and the doorstep. And here's the external paneling and siding and the insulation going up. As you can see, the interior is getting fully insulated, and these durable panels are going up. We put them in so it protects the interior and the insulation. And here's a picture from the far inside. Hold on, let me go back. And you can see my dog in there. Her name's Bray. Say hello. And there she is. Here they put the two front windows in, or they cut the holes for them anyway. And here you see they installed the windows in the front. They installed the left and right side door, the one garage door, and they're about to install the two windows on the side. And that's it. And, I just wanted to share that with you for that project because this phase is almost completed.
Looking good, Joe.
Yeah. Somerset Street Pump Station Rehab, the New Jersey DEP notified us that the review has finally begun. We should be hearing something from them shortly. CDM did have a meeting scheduled with them for March 28th. I believe that meeting was had, and they were trying, the purpose of that meeting was try to get a schedule from them when they're going to complete the final review and get us going. Same thing with the Brookline Street. CME did call the NJDEP review team. They expect a reply to the contract addendum within 2-3 weeks. No other updates on that project either this month. The Western Canal Pump Station rebuild, PSE&G is setting up internal billing accounts. I emailed them and told them to coordinate with Dr. Roach from the Sewage Authority. CME did communicate with the state of New Jersey regarding their small section of land that they own that will be crossing. CME sent the concept plan to the Department of Transactions that will be handling that. Commerce Street, that's going forward smoothly now. CME held a meeting with the NJDEP, and NJDEP is requiring a less intensive flood level study, which is really good news. And that should be completed within 2 weeks. The Sewage Authority window and door project meeting was held on March 25th. The replacement windows for those that showed up scratched or damaged, that's going to take 6 to 8 weeks. We have to live with it. At least in the meantime, the scratched windows that are brand new are installed and working just fine. The door delivery is expected to arrive in mid-April. That's about a month and a half late. from what was originally anticipated. The New Brunswick, under general, the New Brunswick annual reconciliation for the billing agreement, that's stumbling right now on the town, based upon the township's records they have for the water billing in the affected area. But we're going to get past it. I had a meeting with New Brunswick, came to the office on last Friday, met with them, I met with CME. I had in-depth conversations with the township manager, Bob Warlocker, and tomorrow morning I'll be on the phone with the director of Public Works, Carl Houck, to see what we could do in the future to minimize this. So basically what you guys should know is we had an estimated billing concept, New Brunswick, but New Brunswick says our sewage could be based upon, in some part, on the water usage in that area. So they came up with a formula to estimate, and then they came up with a formula to modify that estimate based upon water usage. Well, it turns out the water usage came in half, maybe slightly below half of what they anticipated, and particularly with Harrison Towers. So New Brunswick came back and said, well, hold on. We want the data. And also, by the way, when was the last time those water meters were replaced or recalibrated? So we asked that question on the township. It turns out Harrison Towers hasn't been calibrated or replaced since 1968. You did not hear that wrong. They have the original water meters since 1968, nor have they ever been calibrated. So the township's losing a lot of money on that. In any case, New Brunswick's not happy about that. So my position is try to inspire the township to get Harrison Towers to replace their water meters. Regarding operations, the pump station spring maintenance has begun. That includes the lawn, the curbs, trees, anything else to begin the new season. And that whole process, which happens every year, has begun. There's nothing major to report. It's certainly not negative. Inspections revealed typical repairs and replacements in the last month at the pump station and our facilities. The guys in operations did conduct some custom fabrications that were completed in several pump stations. And I'll point out that these custom fabrications do avoid the authority to rely on third-party vendors that would cost us much more. The Somerset Street pump station did go on bypass, but only once in the last month. There have been no odor complaints. The inspections this month included 4 industrial/commercial properties and 1 residence. For the sewer line maintenance and flushing, we had a 2-year period which ended last month. I confirmed today that 100% of the sewer lines, of the sewer mains and the laterals have been flushed in that 2-year period, and we'll be starting another 2-year cycle as well. Regarding our work at Southbound Brook, we only worked 1 half day for a crew in Southbound Brook conducting sewer cleaning. And we did CCTV inspections in Franklin that included 850 feet of sewer mains and 235 feet of sewer laterals. There was 1 accident in the last month. It was not a major accident, and that employee is back to work and doing fine. The AEDs have all been inspected as well. With the chairwoman's permission, I'll go into the executive director's report.
Please do.
Does anyone have any questions regarding those projects? Okay. If you have any questions later on, you can always reach out to me. For the month of March, and the numbers ending March 31st, the checks received were $496,846.34, which is comparatively low for other past years. And that happens, but it was significantly low this month. Year-to-date collected is $13,259,886.21. We do have an open balance due of $8,396,281.20. The penalties posted for the month. Again, I keep making this mistake. For the month of July, not July, it says July on the report, but it's March of 2023, is $10,625.89, which is a low amount of penalties comparatively. Under expenses, as of February 28th, 2023, the expenditures month to date is $350,417.52, and year-to-date expenses is $7,594,592.78. We have spent only 57% of our expenditures in our budget, and we are at 75% of the calendar year. So we're doing very well so far. Our cash position for February 28th, 2023, unrestricted, we have $3,894,117.22. Under the restricted, we have $14,266,809.38. Under designated, we have $2,940,099.18. Gives us a total cash position of $21,101,025.78. Under discussion items, the budget address. The budget is still in progress. User rate increase proposal. This can go from anywhere to 5% up. Bonding. We have a new bond attorney. His name is Everett Johnson. He met with us and our staff, and he brought along his entire team. We got to meet everybody. They are a top-notch bond firm, and we're very happy with them so far. And we know Everett Johnson's work history and his reputation and that of his firm, and they are top-notch, and we'll be very happy with them. One project I'm adding to the project board list, and I want to just take a pause here and discuss it with the board. What I want to do in the office, when you first walk in the office, you have billing on your right, the receptionist on your left. Right there where the hallway starts, I would like to put up a glass wall with a glass door that can be locked. And I want to do that for a bit of security reasons. But if you follow along with case law, you would know that without a wall or something to delineate public area versus private area, our hallways would all be publicly accessible and publicly allowed. So, public can walk right in and stand right outside my door or Dr. Roach's door. So, I think a security glass wall and a glass door that is on a key fob would provide us security, would delineate public versus non-public areas, and provide us some security. Right now, we're getting quotes to see how much this would cost us. And once I'm ready with those quotes, I'll present that to the board.
A question on that.
Yes, sir.
So that wall will be to the left when you walk in. They'll still be able to go straight into the conference room?
Correct.
Okay. I was just trying to get my bearings on where the wall would be.
Yeah. If you follow like any First Amendment auditors on the internet, there's plenty of them. There's actually a number of them locally. These are guys who go to public and non-public places with video cameras, usually 2 or 3 video cameras, usually a crew of 2 or 3, and they try to push a situation where they get you to violate the First Amendment. And they use this concept of publicly accessible space where they can exercise their First Amendment, which would be, the news. They call themselves journalists. So with that kind of optics, I looked at our office and said, well, the truth of the matter is we have nothing to delineate public versus non-public space. And I think it'd be appropriate for a glass wall or maybe a half-height partition with a lock on it. I don't know. But so I'm just coming up with ideas right now.
Has there been lately
Has there been what?
regarding anything like that? Has there been a problem? Have there been problems regarding that?
No, there has been zero problems. But I'm also taking an example from the township who have done this. When you walk into the front door of the township, if you go left, there's a locked door that says employees only. And if you go right, there are locked doors all throughout the right-hand side and down the hallway that are locked. And they're doing that for security and similar reasons.
Actually,
Understood.
I think it's a great idea, Mr. Director.
Oh, thank you, Councilwoman.
So do I.
Yeah, and I'm thinking glass, like the glass. This way we don't feel like we're in a shed in here. So you could see and stuff like that. All right.
People should not be able to roam throughout the building. The public.
Yeah.
I think it's a safety issue, concern that you have, and you should address it.
Especially into office areas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, because right now the only place that would be locked internally is the billing office.
Okay.
Okay, internal engineering, we had 0 connections for the month, but we did have 12 technical review committee reviews. Under staff strengths, the interviewing for the receptionist is still in progress. And the resolution and memo of agreement with the union has been finalized, and that agreement has given us the option to hire union people while not starting at the first step, where we can hire them at a step commensurate to their skill and experience. Somerset County grants. Okay, so I went to the county to receive our grant. And they sat there, they went through a whole bunch of people that got the big checks. When they announced our grant, they didn't have a big check for us, and they never intended to have a big check. I wanted a big check. Well, we might have to print our own big check. However, they did announce we're getting a grant. So I waited 2 weeks and I didn't get the grant. And I'm waiting for them to, send me an email that would say, this is the situation. So I called, they didn't answer the phone. I got an email, and they basically said, you're not getting the money until you go out to bid. And so I told them, well, we're not going out to bid. We're using the state-approved co-op. And this is a co-op that the NJDEP has approved as well. So those emails were today. So I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know. They're being silly. That's a technical term. But there's $3.5 million out there that I'm not going to let that go too much. So we'll see. We'll get it. We have time. But I didn't know anything about these conditions or what have you.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, it may not amount to much, but I might just have to go through administrative steps. We'll see.
I have no comment.
Okay. Okay, so commissioners, attention all commissioners, our 2022 audit has been completed, but Dr. Roach needs you to come in and physically come into the office once, say hello to her and I. And number two, you gotta sign the certificate. It needs your signature, so please coordinate with Dr. Roach. Very important.
I did
Also-
that already, right, Dr. Roche?
No, it's the certification of the audit. It's a separate document,
Oh, okay, all right. So I remember.
and they will only take original signatures.
So Joe, what is a good time for you? I can come.
It's actually what's a good time for April.
April, okay.
A good chance I'm gonna take off Friday, so yeah, I will only be around all the rest of the week.
Okay, I'm gonna.
I'm in the office from 8 to 4, but if someone needs to come in before 8 in order to get it done on your way into your office, then let me know. And if someone needs me to stay behind after 4, I'm available any day other than Wednesdays after 4.
Well, alternatively, I could bring it to you and come to your house if your schedule's tight.
I'll stop by tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Also, the chairwoman, you and once we have a new secretary and treasurer, the chairwoman and that secretary treasurer needs to sign the signatory cards for a TD Bank.
Will do.
Okay. Tonight we have standard resolutions, which include the regular payroll account, the regular operating expense account, the regular general fund account, renewal and replacement account, and the escrow account. There is no North Track resolution tonight. Under the additional resolutions, well, we have the first two are the secretary and treasurer and assistant secretary and treasurer, if that's been finalized, of course. There's the audit 2022 resolution. There's the resolution resolving the union memo of agreement with the hiring practices. There's a resolution for the disbursements of funds to Franklin Township relative to the low-income housing water assistance program. And that's where they bundled up the township and the sewage authority for reimbursement under that grant. And we deposited a check, and these are now funds that represents the township's portion of that check. Under executive session, I put possible only if the board feels it needs to go in there to talk about the union negotiations, which should be starting now or be considered late because you're supposed to finalize them before June 1st. And that concludes my report, Chairwoman.
Thank
Joe,
you.
that comment that you made about reimbursement
Let's move on.
to the township of a certain amount, how much is that reimbursement that you were talking about? And is that something new?
That's something new under that grant where people apply for the assistance for the utilities and we grant it to them, and then we report to the state how much that is, and then the state reimburses us for that money.
And how much is that?
April, do you recall? It probably says it in the resolution.
The total amount of the check was $5,000. I believe $3,000 was to the township and $2,000 was to the sewage authority.
And this was something new, you said?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Of the legislature, may I point out, passing all the savings and benefits to the people.
Let's move on to committee reports. The negotiation personnel committee.
Chairwoman, we haven't sat down with the union yet. We are still going back and forth with an acceptable dates for us and the union. So maybe in the next few weeks, we'll be able to sit down with them to start the conversation. In the meantime,
Okay.
I think I've asked one of the subjects that came up medical insurance, the increase in premiums. So I've asked April to explore the joint insurance fund for the medical insurance. Not joint insurance fund, joint insurance fund like mechanism for the medical insurance. And when I get a report, I will bring you all up to date.
Thank you. What about municipal liaison?
I have nothing to report other than the fact that we're in our municipal budget season right now. Been having budget hearings throughout the month of March, and we plan to lock down our budget sometime in April. Introduce it.
Construction committee? Is there a report for that?
The only construction I think we got going on right now is that high bay garage, which I just showed you the photo essay of.
Okay. What about safety?
We had one injury that was non-major, was immediately taken care of. Scott and his crew were swift and deliberate in responding to it, and that member is just fine.
There was no
Thank you.
there was no lost time from work.
Yeah, and that
Okay.
speaks to their training and dedication to safety.
Okay. Let's move on to the approval of resolutions that will be done by consent agenda. All the items listed below are considered to be of a routine nature, thereby requiring one motion and 1 second for all items. And if any member wishes to remove an item from the consent agenda, please advise the chair at this time which resolutions need to be handled separately, and they will be addressed and voted on. With regard to resolution number 04042023-1, the payroll account of $187,633.25. Resolution number 2, the operating expense account, $214,113.74. Resolution number 3, the general expense account, $174,110.14. Number 4, the renewal and replacement account, $14,906.50. And resolution number 5, the escrow fund account, $33,324.50. Is there a motion to accept these resolutions?
Motion to accept the resolutions.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Now, with regard to additional resolutions, we did table the secretary treasurer nomination until Commissioner Schmidt arrived. Right now, I understand you are the Commissioner Schmidt. I understand that you are currently the assistant secretary treasurer. So I will call for a nomination. Is there a nomination to elect the secretary treasurer for the Sewerage Authority?
Can I ask a question, Arnie? Or my understanding was that you wanted to remain the assistant treasurer as opposed to the treasurer.
I'd prefer not even to be the assistant treasurer. I'd rather somebody else was the assistant treasurer and somebody else be the treasurer. I'll be the assistant treasurer if nobody else wants that, but I don't want the treasurer position. I'm just trying to cut back on any kind of responsibilities that I have with all the committees that I'm on.
All right. So
Understood. Is there a nomination for the Secretary Treasurer position?
Seeing no volunteers, Commissioner Schmidt, may I nominate you to be the Assistant Treasurer?
You can do what you want.
So I nominate Commissioner Schmidt to be the Assistant Treasurer.
To be the Assistant Treasurer. Okay. We
Which
were
really
actually
means
on the
that I'm going to be
Secretary
the
Treasurer, but we
treasurer
can switch.
because nobody else is going to be the treasurer, is what you're saying.
No, I think we are going to ask the new commissioner.
Oh, I can offer my services if you want.
Yes. Okay. Great. Thank you, Tamiz.
Let me just point out to the board, the treasurer secretary is not a heavy lift. You come in a handful of times, mostly signing paperwork. It doesn't involve any bookkeeping, auditing. It's really.
I guess my question is, you say you're just coming in and signing paperwork, but it's a matter of what paperwork you're signing and your knowledge of the paperwork that you're signing.
There's an element of that, yes.
Yes, there is.
Okay. I'll go back to the position of Secretary Treasurer. Is there a nomination for Secretary Treasurer?
I nominate Commissioner Tamiz to the position.
Okay, I'm good.
Is there a second?
I will second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, Commissioner.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now for the position, well, excuse me. Now that was resolution number 6. Now for resolution number 7, the nomination of the Assistant Secretary Treasurer. Is there a nomination for that position? I nominate Arnie Schmidt.
I
Is there
second.
a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Can we have a roll count? Dr. Roach, please.
Are we doing 6 or 7? Because we
Number
didn't do a roll
7.
call. Okay, because Brian Hack, do we need to do a roll call for number 6 as well?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. So then I will do a roll call for 6, and then we can go on to 7. Is that the order, Brian Hack?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So for resolution number 6, Mr. Ann Berenson,
Yes.
Mr. Farugi,
Yes.
Ms. Francois,
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt,
Yes.
and Chairwoman Ford.
Yes.
All right. So now we're looking at resolution number 7, Mr. Ann Berenson,
Yes.
Mr. Farugi,
Yes.
Ms. Francois,
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt,
Absolutely.
and Chairwoman Ford.
Yes.
Okay.
Congratulations, Commissioner Schmidt, for Secretary Treasurer position. With regard to resolution 8, this is regarding the annual audit for fiscal year 2021, 2022. Let me start over. This is a resolution certifying the annual audit for fiscal year 2022. We've all read the audit. Is there a motion accepting this audit, excuse me, certification of the audit?
So moved.
There's a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All okay.
I will abstain.
Motion carries. With regard to additional resolution number 9, it's a resolution addendum between the United Service Workers Union Local 255, IUJ-18, the Franklin Township Sewerage to employ individuals covered by the union with previous applicable experience and would like the flexibility when hiring them to place them on the existing salary guide, not as the first year step, but as a step commensurate with their experience. Is there a motion to accept this resolution?
Motion.
Second? Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the motion carried, the resolution. Resolution number 10, resolution authorizing the payment of monies received by the authority from the Low Income Housing with Assistance, Water Assistance Program to the Township of Franklin. Is there a motion accepting this resolution?
Motion.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I second.
Okay.
Who was the
All
second?
in favor?
Aye. The Commissioner
Aye.
Tamim.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any other? Okay, the motion passes. Is there a need for an executive session?
I have no need to go into executive session, Chairwoman.
With that said, is there a motion to close this meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
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 7:24. And for the record, Commissioner Schmidt joined our meeting at 6:43 p.m.
Yes, I did.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.